What kind of type of guy I like? Well, I can say one thing. When I was in high school, and even when I got out of high school, I had these one little relationships, and they were with guys that were, I talked to a guy that was missing an arm. I talked to a guy that was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of guy that I like is personality. I'm not turned on by looks. And people say, yeah, looks is a big part of it, but what I like about a guy is if he can make me laugh and if he can be that comfortable around family. That's important.
Yeah, or just themselves.
Or just themselves. Don't come at me like, oh, I do this, I work at this salon and I have this car. And I don't care about that. What I care about is personality. So what I like about a guy is 80% personality and 10% looks. Because I'm more focused on personality. So that's what I like in a guy.
That's very good. It says, G Wong, what's your thoughts on cheating?
We need liquor.
We do.
Yeah.
Or is it cheating or
Yeah,
chatting?
it's cheating.
Okay.
My thoughts on cheating, you should never do it. Basically, it's basic. You shouldn't cheat. If you wanted to cheat, don't be in a relationship. Easy said.
Bravo on that one. Okay, next question is, do you think that someone could ever fall back in love with the same person who cheated on them?
If somebody cheats on you and you give them that chance, I always say, if you can erase this one day, do you still love him or her? So if you have enough gut and enough will, both you guys, to work on it, and if he cheats on you or you cheat on him, it's kind of like, if you guys can get over it and learn why did he do it and why did she do it, then yeah, you could fall back in love. There's no limits to love. It's what you put forth.
Good answer. And do you think it's healthy for someone to reconnect, for a lack of better words, with their ex when they ended on bad terms?
I have not a lot of exes. I don't get around like that. But, if you have an ex and you ended on bad terms, and I have an ex that I wish I could talk to you, but, you end on bad terms and you just leave it as is sometimes. So, it's how you represent yourself. So if you want to reconnect with your ex and try to make amends with them, and if they are willing to make amends, then yeah, you can reconnect with somebody that you loved. But if you reconnect and you reach out and they show you that they don't want it and that it's done, whatever happened, then move on. Don't waste your time trying to make somebody like you or love you again when they don't want to.
Okay, next question is from Ramondo. Who was your first boyfriend? All the relationship questions.
Everybody has those problems. My first boyfriend, I can say, I won't count relationships that I had that lasted like a month and stuff like that, because those were just young years. You never have the right boyfriend until you fall in love. And that's Ruben walking by, if you noticed him.
Hi, Ruben.
My first boyfriend, I can actually say, was when I was 17. And I'm not going to say his name, but he's one of the persons that I tried to connect with as well and didn't want to connect back with me, so we left it as that. But he was one of my first boyfriends. I lived with him for so many years, and I've got to know his family, which is wonderful, and he loved me, and we fought and argued and fight, and that's what you do. And so my first boyfriend, my first person that I loved, and my first boyfriend was him. And so that was my first boyfriend.
Okay,
And I'm gonna read this next question because it's a long one.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Let's. Next question's from Laura, but we're gonna take a short break because she has a good question. 'Cause it looks pretty long. So we're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back.
Thanks, guys. Okay, so we're gonna answer Laura's question, and Laura's question was that when she graduates, she was thinking about leaving to Texas. And she wants me to know, what do you think she should do? I really want to go see the world and other things, but I don't want to leave my family. But I need something new, something fresh. I'm just confused. And the other thing is I really want a boyfriend, and I don't know what to do. Well, you're young. You're 18 years old, Laura. And I think that if you have the opportunity to go visit the world, go visit the world. Your family's always going to be there. They're never going to leave you. So if you have the opportunity to go, I would go. If I had the opportunity to go to Europe and, go see so many things, I would go. If I had the opportunity to go to
anywhere,
even LA, I would go. It
never limit yourself on travel.
Never limit yourself. And Laura, if you have the opportunity, go do it. And about the boyfriend thing, don't wait on love. Always open yourself. Love yourself first. Don't ever think about why don't you have a boyfriend, because somebody will come along, and if they don't come along, then always love yourself, because you're always going to have that. So there you go. Hope I answered that right. Good.
Hello, we're back.
We're back. Okay.
Excuse me, Hunter.
So we're going to jump back right into
the questioning. So Cupcake is the next question up. Oh, we decided to save Laura's and the big questions for last. And so the next question is from Cupcake, and with every artist lies
originality.
I'm sorry. Originality, and comes from a muse.
And motivation comes from inspiration.
Yeah, and the motivation. I'm sorry. We were discussing this earlier, and I thought it was the same question. I guess not. Okay. With every artist
lies originality. Originality comes from motivation, and motivation comes from inspiration. What inspires you to stay motivated? I could tell you.
Sorry, I couldn't just spit it out.
What inspires me and what motivates me and originality. There's quite a bit of people that kind of help me create my motivation and my inspiration. One of them is Isabella Blow and Raina Marie Reichler, and Andy Warhol is too, one of them, and Lady Gaga. But Isabella Blow is one of the ones that really sticks out more. And if nobody knows her, she was a fashion icon, and nobody knows about her. But in Paris and stuff like that, everybody knew her. And I came across her, and I studied a lot about her. Her motivation was about being yourself, and she was herself, and she motivated herself, and that was her inspiration, was herself. So, and she ended up committing suicide because of depression, and people, she had so many miscarriages, and she tried to commit suicide so many times. But she inspires me because she was herself all the time, no matter what. Even till the day she committed suicide, she was herself. So, not that she committed suicide, what inspires me, but what inspires me is what her fashion was and her motivated life, and that's where I get my inspiration from. And Lady Gaga.
Okay, next question comes from Richie. It says, has there ever been a time in your life where you needed God? And what was the reason you needed him?
Well, we should always need God.
Yes, true.
There shouldn't be a time where you don't need him.
Yes.
But I don't call on God to be like, oh, I need to win the lotto ticket, or I need to get this, or I need to get that.
I'm sure that's the most common prayer.
That's the most common prayer.
But win the lotto, please help me, God.
Especially the big lotto now, huh? But there was a point in time where I sat in, when I was with an ex-boyfriend of mine, and I sat in the room, and I'd never called on God to help me with anything besides my grandparents getting better and stuff. But one time where I really needed him was when, and I had an ex-boyfriend of mine, and I sat in the room and I cried because I didn't know what to do or how to face my problem. And I sat there in the room and I said, God, why do you give us so much hard things in life? Why do you give us so many difficult things? And there's always that common question, God gives you this so to test you and to see how strong you are. But I think that right away in life, you're asked to deal with the most difficult things. It's never easy. It's up to you to find out. So I asked God, that's one time where I asked God to help me to make a big decision. And that's one of the times where I really was just like, God, I need your help. So that's when I needed him. Relationship.
Okay, always the relationships with you. What do you think of your friends?
Harris.
Oh, Harris. I'm sorry. This question is from Harris. What do you think of friends, and do you trust any?
Oh.
Well, if they're your friends, I'm pretty sure you can trust them.
Yeah. Well, what I think about friends is, I'm going to separate this question from all my Hanford friends. I'm going to separate this question from you, and I'm going to talk about my Bay Area friends, and then I'll go back to Hanford. And my Bay Area friends that I have, I don't have any friends out here, and I can say that with much gratitude. And
yeah, more acquaintances.
Yeah, I have more acquaintances because I get to know people, and this is another reason why I'm doing this video is because people don't see the kind of person I am, because they don't see the opportunity of getting to know me. So they just say, they look at me and be like, oh, Ray doesn't go out, or Ray doesn't go to the clubs, or Ray doesn't do that, so blah, 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 bypass him. And I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but that's majority of what I feel. So I don't have any friends out here in the Bay Area, but I have acquaintances. And I have people that I have that special bond with, but it hasn't built into a relationship. So I don't trust anybody. But I have yet to change my mind, so I can't really say that I don't have no friends in the Bay Area. I just, as of this point, I have acquaintances, but no friends. And I don't trust any out here yet. And back to Hanford.
Well, to have trust, they need to gain it.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
need to
you
gain
get
it.
what you give. Yeah.
And so in Hanford's such a small town. In Armona and Lemoore, Armona, you blink and you miss it, so you have to keep your eyes open. But through Armona and Hanford and Lemoore, I can honestly say it's a small town, and it may be a small town and there may be so many things going on, but I can say Hanford is the most place where I've met so many great people. So if I could say Hanford, I have a bunch of friends in Hanford, and Hanford people have such a strong heart, and their originality with friendship is great, and I trust all of them because they had that inspiration to me and to help me through my times. There's Lena, there's Cindy, there's Ashley, there's Savannah, there's Amy, there's Yesenia. There's so many that I can call my best friends and trust them. So with them, yes.
Okay.